I am Sneha Kumari and a very warm welcome to all our readers and science out there. So, today we are going to have an interactive session through the help of this video. And in this interactive session, we are going to do some or exercise some journaling prompts together. And in this video, I am going to share some prompts that personally helps me a lot to understand and know what are my priorities, what are the things that are most valuable to me, what are my values. And I would love to inspire you all to do this exercise because these journaling prompts genuinely helps me, would surely help you all to understand your thoughts and understand yourself. So in today's video, we are going to say thank you to our 2021 and review our whole year so that we could understand and be grateful for all the valuable lessons and beautiful memories that 2021 has provided us and move on to 2022. So, how this is going to work is firstly, I will be sharing journaling prompts to you all, and then I will be sharing my answers to those prompts and my thoughts on those prompts, and then you will be having a time to pause where you have to pause this video and write down your answers. So this is not going to be a video where you are going to just simply watch the whole video. It is a video where you have to take a notebook or your journal out and write down your answer or at least think about what your answer would be. So let's continue our exercise. So the first question is, how would you define or summarize your 2021? So, this question helps me to understand how I would like to remember 2021 as. And if I had to answer this question, I would say 2021 was brave. This year made me realize that I could be vulnerable and still be my strongest self. And now I would like you all to explain your 2021 in a word or in a phrase. And now the next question would be, what are your achievements? And furthermore, if I had to break down this question, I would break it down into what are your three small achievements and what are your one big achievements. So, first answering my three small achievements. So, the first one would be self love. This year, I let myself to be vulnerable, to be honest with myself. I allowed myself to feel the way I actually feel. I didn't struggle or I didn't force myself to be happy or to express myself as a happier person when I was sad. So this really allowed me to feel the real emotion that I was actually feeling. Being honest with yourself is the best kind of self-love activity that you could do for yourself. And the second thing would be the journey inward. This year I realized that I need to let go of the expectations that I had from the outside because there isn't anything outside that is going to define me. The only thing that defines me is who I am and how do I feel from within. There isn't anything outside that is going to define me. And the third thing would be this year I was able to let go of all my insecurities and I was able to stop holding myself back from following my dreams. Before 2021, there was something that was holding me back. There was me holding myself back from following my dreams, following what I love to do. But this year, I stopped holding myself back. And now, I'd like you all to write down your small achievements. Now, moving on to the big achievement. If I had to choose one, I would say radiating love. This year, I was able to connect with people and was able to express my genuine gratitude and love towards them. I was a person who was very restricting, who was very uncomfortable sharing her true emotions or true thoughts, was scared of expressing the love that she had. And this year, I was able to connect with my little sunshines, with all of my friends and my families who I genuinely care for, and I was able to connect with them honestly. Now, I would like you all to write down your biggest achievement of 2021. The next prompt would be, what are the self love activities that you did? So, for me, the most important self love activity that I did for myself was I stood up and spoke up for myself. I spoke up for my dreams. I stood by what was my priority, what was valuable to me, not really thinking about what someone else would think of me. I was following my heart simply. And the next thing that I did for myself was I allowed myself to be vulnerable. It was a big deal for me because I always thought that being vulnerable was a sign of weakness. But this year taught me that being vulnerable is rather a sign of strength. It allows you to be your most authentic self. It allows you to know that you can be vulnerable and yet the strongest person. So I allowed myself to be vulnerable this year. And the third thing would be, this year I chose to create healthy boundaries. I began to say no to things that I was uncomfortable with and say yes to the things that I was genuinely comfortable with. And now I would like you all to really remember what are the things that you did for yourself this year, what sparked the joy in you. Moving on to the next question, what are your valuable lessons? And if I had to answer this question, it would be, you are not defined by anything external, not even by your own thoughts. You are whole and enough by your nature, and if you don't feel so, that's because of the lens that you have in your mindset. So I have understood this lesson. We all have this lens in our mindset where we began to compare our lives with someone else, where we began to compare ourselves with someone else and think that we are not good enough, we are not worthy enough of something. But then this year I realized that we all are worthy and enough just the way we are, and we do not need to prove anything to anybody else, not even ourselves. Because the thoughts that we have that we are not worthy or we are not enough, that is manipulated by our external situation, is manipulated by the external world, but by our own nature, We are worthy and whole, and we do not need to prove it to anybody else, not even ourselves. So, this was the biggest lesson from 2021 for me, and now I would like you all to write your biggest lesson from 2021. Now, moving on to the next question, that is, what did you let go of? The process of letting go is leaving something that is not valuable to you anymore. And the whole concept of letting go is as important as learning, because as you grow, you learn new concepts and new mindset. But at the same time, it is very, very important to let go of the things, let go of the people, or let go of the mindset that is not valuable to you anymore. So, letting go of certain things, people, or memories, or anything is as valuable as learning. So, if I had to answer this question, it would be this year I was able to let go of all the traditional learning methods or all the traditional working methods. I was able to work and learn just the way I was most comfortable with. I was most happy with, which was most efficient for me. I was not in a box where I had to do certain things certainly or I had to be a certain way. This year I was able to come out of that small box and I was able to grow out of the orthodox techniques and orthodox mindset. I was able to be in a good mindset. And the next thing would be I was able to let go of the need of the external validation and expectations. So before I had this, if I used to work hard on something, on a project or an assignment, I had this small, tiny expectation that my teacher or someone else would appreciate me for doing or putting so much of hard work into a certain project or assignment. But now I have understood that my worth or my hard work is not going to be defined by someone else's opinion. My hard work or my work is only going to be defined by how happy I am, how peaceful I feel from within after doing that work or while doing that work. And now, whatever I do, it could be as tiny as doing an assignment or as big as creating this special space on the internet. Whatever I do, now I do it for my internal gratification rather than the external validation. And now I would like you all to write down what is or what are the things that you let go of. The next question is, what are your favorite memories from 2021? And furthermore, if I had to explain or break it down, it would be the favorite memories, internal and external. So, talking about the external memories, it would be related to the people, or friends, or family members, and something related to outside, a place that you have gone, or memory that you had with someone else. But when we talk about internal memories, that would be the time that you spend with yourself, the memories that you had with yourselves. So, if I had to answer the external memories, that would be my little sunshines. I was able to connect with so many little sunshines this year. I was able to understand the importance of keeping your inner child alive, and my little sunshines are the main reason for creating this special space. And the next would be a guru. I have a friend who helped me throughout my inward journey, and I am extremely blessed to have him in my life. And the third thing would be human connections. This year, I was able to counsel people and help people to create a better life for themselves and for their children. So, all of these external memories are really very valuable to me that 2021 provided me. And talking about the internal memories, I would say this year I was able to be in solitude. I was able to travel alone, and I was able to enjoy my space, being by myself. I understood how much love is needed by this life, is needed by the person that you see in the mirror. So now I'd like you all to write your favorite memories from 2021. And with this, we have completed our first interactive session. Thank you so much for your valuable time, and I hope this exercise helps you to understand your values and understand what your priorities are. Wishing you all a beautiful life. Dhanyavad.